So good morning and namaste. We have eight, 18 Muhurim, Ellie. So namaste and good morning. I think we have one student. Am I audible? And may I know your name, please? We
Ailey.
are here. Ellie. Okay. So Ellie, we are here for an a yoga anatomy and the physiology session. From today, your course begins right from today, and we have the couple of sessions with me for your 200 hours of yoga teacher training course as an anatomy session. So before we start, Ellie, we'll wait for the couple of minutes for the rest, or we may start it directly.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll wait.
Ellie, are you in Rishikesh or in Bali or just at the moment? May I know, like, or just an online course, Ellie?
Sorry?
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay, so would like to ask you, like, are you doing this session from Rishikesh or from Bali Yoga School or from at your home, like online?
Oh, online.
Okay, Amy. And from which place you belong?
I'm in Qatar.
Okay, so we have some more new students here.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. iPhone. Namaste and good morning. We have a new student here, D. Dami. So namaste. We will start the session. Before we start with the class of anatomy, we have to chant a prayer and a Om one time. So let me begin with the prayer and Om chant. Then I will introduce you to myself. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tato Ma Jyoti Amritam Gamaya. We'll take a long breath and chant Om one time. Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much. So likewise, we will chant a small opening prayer at the beginning of any session, and at the end of any session, we will chant a ending prayer, a closing prayer, along with the Om, the first sound from the universe. That is what where the yoga begins. Here again, let me introduce myself to you all now. I am Shubham, and I will be teaching you a yoga anatomy and the physiology subject for your 200 hours of teacher training course. I hope you both are from 200 hours. If yes, you can say me or let me know yes or no. Are you?
Yes. Oh, no.
And what?
Wait. Are you saying that I do the 200 hour?
No, are you here for 200 hours teacher training course?
Oh no, 300 hour.
Okay, because the thing which we will learn here in this session will be simultaneously 200 hours. And about the 300-hour session, we'll be talking in my afternoon class. So
Okay.
make sure you got the proper schedule alongside. Okay.
Okay.
So
So
you, Mhm.
it's a later class then.
The later, I don't know the timing at your place, but according to the Indian Standard Time, I will tell like at 12 or like 12:45 something.
Okay.
We have a session on 300 hours for the 300-hour people.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'll come to that one then.
Yeah. So
Okay.
make sure you be in touch with the management. Make sure you take the proper guidance and from the management about the schedule. Once you will get the schedule, and so you will join the proper
You know what?
classes.
I
You
just
will
read
join.
it wrong. I read it wrong. Okay. I'll come to the other one then.
Yes. No problem. No problem. Okay.
Thank
Anytime.
you.
Or we can begin with you also. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Do-
Yes. Thank you so much, Ellie. Like, but I will continue with my session. And if you want to be here, yes. Hello. Am I audible now? So hope I am audible here. We'll begin with the first introductory part of what is an anatomy and what is an physiology. So we don't have the students at the moment, but would just begin with an introduction as we have a recorded session here for the students who have missed the classes or who are unable to join the classes today. So about an introductory part about an yoga anatomy and a physiology. Basically, we need to understand first what is a yoga anatomy and what is a physiology. So anatomy, this word is what the study of the structure of the parts of the body. In short, the concept is the important thing here to know what is an anatomy. That is nothing but the study of the structure of the different parts of the body, whereas the physiology, this word means the study of the functions of those internal cells, tissues, or the organs of the body, or in short, the study and the functions of those parts of the body. So, how this structure depends, like depending upon the size, depending upon the shape, depending upon the location. This, depending upon the size, shape, and the location, is what This study belongs to the size, shape, or the location of those parts in our body will be termed as an anatomy, whereas the parts where we study their functions, how it works, how is the terminology behind, how will it function properly, how will it maintain our proper health, or how will it maintain our body internally as well as externally. So all these functions will be the part or will be termed under the physiology. Just giving you an example, take an example of an heart. So heart is a proper organ where we study the proper structure depending upon how much size it has, how is the shape of the heart, or where is exact location of our heart. If we will study about this much, in short about heart, that is what an anatomy. This is just an example. But if we will study about the functioning of the heart, about the heartbeats, about how is the circulatory system or how is this cardiac muscle works, that proper functioning of the heart will be categorized or termed under the section of physiology. So the anatomy of an heart or the physiology of the heart is what? The study about the structure and the study about the functions of that particular structure. Anatomy and physiology is what these two terms will say. Now, in today's life, it is very much important to know about an anatomy and the physiology of our body. Why it is important to study this yoga anatomy or in physiology? First of all, to make you all understand the importance here, an anatomy is different, but a yoga anatomy is complete different. Anatomy is the only thing where we study about the structure of the specific things, but yoga anatomy, how it varies or differs, where we will know some structures of the part, but these structures in what way they can be helping to maintain the body's homeostasis, that means to maintain the health of the body by practicing the yoga, or yoga in the sense by practicing the physical asanas, by practicing the mental state of relaxation, that is meditation, by practicing the pranic flow or the breathing techniques, that is the pranayama, or by practicing the cleansing technique, or that is the shatakriya or the kriya, the internal as well as external cleansing techniques. So, depending upon all these factors, here we will be learning a yoga anatomy session in this course. Alongside, you will be learning some things based on the human bodily system. Along with the human bodily system, some things you all will be learning like the yoga anatomy. That means if we study about some system, say skeletal, say muscular, say digestive, say respiratory system, or all about the system simultaneously side by side, how to move that specific part of that system, how it will work, how will it function, and how will it help by practicing some yoga techniques to keep our body, mind, and soul healthy and happy. That we all will be learning in this session. not only in this session, but in your course. Today, as an introductory part, again, just as the beginning of the introduction, we will speak like yoga anatomy, why it is important. Before we have seen the difference between an anatomy and the yoga anatomy. Anatomy is what we have. We are here not to become a doctor, but just to be a yoga teacher trainer, where a yoga teacher trainer professionally, internationally here conducted by the Yoga Alliance needs to know the professionalism, that means the specific terms of the body, that specific organs and tissues of the body, and the anatomical terms where as a professional yoga teacher or a yoga instructor, it will be very, very helpful for these people to lead a session regarding or achieving or learning or gaining the knowledge about some muscles, some skeleton, some bones, and some systems alongside with the some organs of the body. If we as a yoga teacher just will teach an asana part or an pranayama part, or just will teach a breathing technique which is just be written in the book, or will apply or teach the asana, just will tell how to move the arms or handstands or headstands or some different advanced postures or the back bends or forward bends. But we do not know about an anatomy about any part, or if we will move this part, what will be happening, what are the benefits to those muscle or the bones, or what are their drawbacks. So we should know that moving certain part in our body, there are some limitations as well. There is some technique as well. If we apply this technique of yoga in a right way, then there will be no problem at all. We will achieve all the benefits to all the organs, all the body parts in our body. But if we do not apply any technique in a proper way, but we practice yoga regularly, years and years, but without a proper technique, then what will happen? And we do not have, if we do not have the knowledge about the anatomy, then we will apply the wrong technique. But if we have at least some basic knowledge, I'm saying we will learn more than the basic here, a lot of things. But at least if we remember some basic things, it will be very, very helpful for all of us to gain the information and to apply the right technique of yoga. If we know the location of the stomach, where it is actually, so like if I will say your stomach, our stomach located at the left side of our abdomen, slightly left side of the abdomen. And if we know the proper location, size, shape, or this basic function at least, then the postures which we practice before meal, or how much time after the meal we should practice, or what we should do after our meal, so that we should not suffer from any abdominal disease or disorders like our constipation, diarrhea, or any intestine problems, or any stomach related problems like indigestion, as well the acidity or the gastric problems. So if we know that basic things about stomach, just an example here I am giving, we will apply the proper technique whether we practice yoga before meal or whether we practice yoga couple of hours after the meal. But to know the proper structure of any organ or any part or any muscle or any bone is what the must information we should know whether we become a yoga teacher trainer professionally. Now, apart from this introductory part, there are many things related with the yoga anatomy and the physiology. Why or what was the difference in anatomy or yoga anatomy when we will study yoga anatomy here? That we have seen why it is important to learn and yoga anatomy while doing a yoga professional teacher training course conducted by Yoga Alliance that we have seen. So there are many factors, not only about this, but even in our life, not only as a yoga instructor or a yoga teacher, even a simple, normal person whose aim is not to teach, even after doing this course, whose aim is just to apply this knowledge on the self. For those people, it is also very much important, not only for that, people who are becoming and will be teaching yoga as a yoga teacher in future, but also for those who will be living a normal life, but just practicing the teacher training to gain the information, to develop their knowledge, and to apply on the self. Likewise, so for those people who will whose aim or will be not as in a teaching sector, for those people, if they know some basic things about a yoga anatomy, about the structures and the parts of the body, the people will be very healthy. They will maintain the diet as well. They will apply the proper techniques. They will know the proper timings or about when our body is stiff, how our body is stiff in the morning time, how our body is more flexible in the evening time. So even there are certain timings of the day, during the day or during the evening, that which style of asana we can practice or what type of asana can be helpful for us depending upon our own body structure. For example, we all have different structures of the body. Here, if you see, my structure of the body is different, my prakriti of the body is different here. I am and different. That means according to Ayurveda also. So not only in terms of yoga anatomy, we have to see like depending upon the strength of the bones, then the mobility of the bone joints or the flexibility of the muscle, but according to our Ayurveda. So not only we have to look in one direction according to the yoga, but we have to run parallelly with according to Ayurveda as well. That means if according to Ayurveda there are certain things, we have the fire, air, and water, which you will learn these things. Will not speak here. We will learn in this therapy session or the Ayurveda classes. We have a different teacher for that, which who will guide you properly accordingly. So our body is not only maintained physically according to the yoga practice or the proper exercise, but according to the Ayurvedic diet. Diet is also more important. And these people who don't have any aim to teach as a yoga teacher in the future, but are doing or willing to do our course, this knowledge is more important for them as well to maintain their own life. So our yoga anatomy and the physiology, we should know everything, not even everything. We are not here to become a doctor here, but some basic knowledge can help us live healthy and happy life. How many things we will see now? We will begin with some introduction or some flow chart about anatomy and physiology. Again, so I will show you some flow chart of anatomy on the whiteboard. You will see the whiteboard behind me. Try to watch this in the your recordings, whatever will be posted by our school Himalayan Yoga Association. The management will guide you about it. Try to check the sessions for the people. Actually, today is the first day, but I am just giving this as a recorded session here so that the people can watch this recording and we can continue with our syllabus regularly, even if there is no one at the moment in the class. Okay, so you can see now also, so about the anatomy, we write here something. I hope you can see the whiteboard clearly. Now, this anatomy is been divided into two types. We have seen what is actually anatomy, the structure of our the study or the functions of the structure of our body. So there are different structures of the body parts, and to the study of those body parts or the structures is termed as anatomy, and the study of the functions will be termed as physiology. So this anatomy will be divided into two types. First one is gross anatomy, and the second type is microscopic anatomy. The first one says the gross anatomy, and the second term says the microscopic anatomy. The gross anatomy has the subtypes. So the gross anatomy has the subtypes. That means it will, the first type of the gross anatomy is the surface anatomy. Is the surface anatomy. The surface anatomy means the study and the function, the study of the structure of the anatomical, that means which belongs on the surface of the human body. Those study about all the structural parts of the anatomy on the surface of our body will be categorized under the surface anatomy, which is nothing but the subtype of the gross anatomy. Got it here? Will not write the whole definition. Just you can check it in the recording and the flow chart simultaneously. Then the next here I will be writing about the regional anatomy. Regional anatomy. So what about this regional anatomy? How will we define this regional anatomy? The regional anatomy will be defined as the study of the specific regions of our body. So the specific regions of our body, if we will study, those specific regions will be categorized or termed under the section of the regional anatomy. That means the section of our head, the section of our neck, whatever the regions of the body, the section of our trunk or the torso, this is our front side, this section of our back. So what parts are included in those regions? What structure are, like for example, spine is located in the back. In the front, we have lungs, hearts, abdomen, intestines, lots of things. So in that specific regions in the front section, in the back section, in our arms or the upper limb section or the lower limb section, the legs, we have that regions of the human body where we will study some things in those specific regions will be termed as the regional anatomy. Now we will have the third, that is the systemic anatomy. Again, the term indicates systemic. Systemic here, it means the bodily system, the study of the anatomy or the study of the bodily systems of the human. So we have the specific systems we will be learning as well alongside here in this course, in your course, about some bones, which nothing but is our all the skeletal system, about our muscle, nothing but about all the muscular system. In short, we will study about these as well. We will study about our digestive system, nothing but our food and diet, including the nutrition and how it functions in our stomach and what are the waste products or how is the waste product removed out, which our body does not need. Then we will study about also respiratory system. So all the study of the system which we will study will be categorized under the systemic anatomy. So the surface, regional, and the systemic anatomy are the subtypes of the gross anatomy. Gross anatomy is what? That does not need any microscope to study. Microscopic anatomy is what? Which requires the microscopic. We have a microscope, so we need a microscope to study some specific things in our body that I will write here under. First, we will talk about the gross, about the surface. We have on the surface whatever the structural parts in the specific regions and the systems. That means we have specific systems like digestive, respiratory, skeletal, muscular, endocrine, the specific glands. We have the cardiovascular about the heart. We have the different lymphatic systems or the different urinary systems about the kidneys. Alongside, we have our reproductive systems as well, which conduct study about our human reproductive organs. So all the systems of the studies will be termed under the systemic anatomy. Now, about the microscopic anatomy, first subtype. So microscopic anatomy is nothing but what? Which requires the study of the microscope. And here we have the first one, cytology. Cytology is what? The study of the microscopic anatomy about the cells, about the functions, about all the cells in our body. So basically our body, the human body made up of the smallest element of what is been termed as the cells. So the millions and billions of the cells will make up our human body. which will require the specific amount of the nutrients and oxygen to survive. So all the study of the cells under the microscope, which is not been visible with our naked eyes, is what under the term cytology anatomy. And we have the second subtype, that is histology. Histology is nothing but the study of the tissues in our body. So we have the different kinds of tissues in our body. That tissues will make our organs in our body. So if we try to study about some tissues under the microscope, which may create the organs, that organs are nothing but our surface regions and in our systems. But before the organs, we have the tissues which we need to study, which will make create our organ. And before these tissues, we need to study our cells. That means it may create our tissues. So cells creates the tissues, and tissues creates our organs of our different structure and the parts. So the study of the cells and the tissues in our body will be considered under the microscopic anatomy, whereas the study of the different organs and the body systems of our body will be considered under the gross anatomy, which we can study without a microscope as well. So, so for today, we have seen as an introductory session for the anatomy, what we will be learning in this course, what is the difference in between an anatomy in general and yoga anatomy. Also, we have seen why it is important in short for the people as a yoga teacher to study this yoga anatomy and physiology, and why it is important for the people as well, the normal people who are not willing to teach or who are not a yoga teacher, but just to maintain their own health and life with the self-study of this anatomy. And today we have started also with the flow chart of the types of this anatomy. So from the tomorrow's session, we will study about all these things, what I have been told to complete your syllabus in this month, in the couple of weeks. Make sure we are here to learn the yoga anatomy and not to be a doctor in a month. So we will learn each and everything, but as a part of a yoga teacher in this course for you. For any kind of doubts or anything, try to contact our management systems and they will let me know even after watching the session, and I will let answer them. They will get back to you as soon as possible. So about any questions and doubts, try to ask me in the session. After the sessions, you can ask the questions to the management on the emails and they will let us know to all our teachers. Thank you so much, people, for this session and for this recording I have been doing for you all. We'll end this session by chanting one Om and a closing prayer. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukh Bhag Bhave. Take a long breath and chant Om one time together. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. Your first day of the course. I wish you all the best for all your subjects alongside. Thank you so much and namaste. Hari Om to you all. We have still a couple of minutes, like 2 to 3 minutes, but as there is no one here, I will consider them no questions. So we'll end up the session now from my side. Thank you. Namaste from Himalayan Yoga Association. See you tomorrow.